Good morning, dear children. I welcome you all to Social Science online class. Standard 8, History, Unit 5. The topic is Educational Development in India. The topic is Educational Development in India. Dear children, before I start this lesson, I would like to ask you a few questions. Okay? Who is the first teacher of a child, children? Who is the first teacher of a child? Mother is the first teacher of the child. Why mother is the first teacher of the child? Because a child develops a close connection with his or her mother only. So mother is the first teacher in everyone's life. She will tell all about good things, what we have to do, bad things, what we should not do in our life. Okay? She will always take care of her child and will be supportive. She teaches basic values and behavior. Okay? இப்ப நம்ம சிறு குழந்தையாக இருக்கும் பொழுது நாம் அழும்பொழுது அம்மா என்ன செய்வாங்க? நிலாவை காட்டி சோறு ஊட்டுவார்கள். அதுதான் அதனுடைய ரகசியம். ஓகே, சோறு ஊட்டுவது மட்டும் அல்லாமல் நமக்கு சில உறவுகளை சொல்லி தருவது யார்? நம்முடைய அம்மா தான். எந்த உறவுகளை எல்லாம் சொல்லி தருவார்கள்? அம்மா யாரு? அப்பா, தாத்தா, பாட்டி, அக்கா, அண்ணா, இது போல உறவுகளை எல்லாம் சொல்லி தருவது யாரு? நம்முடைய அம்மா, நம்முடைய தாய்தான். So, mother is the first teacher of a child. Okay? Who is the second mother of a child? Who is the second mother of a child? Yes. Teacher is a second mother of a child. She stays in the heart of child permanent. She stays in the heart of a child permanent. She starts teaching the child from A to Z. She shapes your minds and helps you to recognize your talents and goals. Okay, next question. How many eyes do we have, children? How many eyes do we have? Who can say the answer? We have how many eyes? 2 eyes. How many eyes do we have? 2. Okay, it is correct only. At the same time, as a human being, we have 3 eyes. How many eyes? We have 3 eyes. Name the third eye of your man. Name the third eye of your man, children. Knowledge is the third eye of a man. What is that? Knowledge. Knowledge is the third eye of a man. Very good. Now, what is education? What is the meaning of education? Education means sharing knowledge, values, skills, critical thinking, problem solving and creativity. Okay. So, this education plays a vital role in shaping responsible people. Dear children, why we need education? We need education. Why? Because to overcome the obstacles, we need to be well educated. Okay? Now, let us learn in detail about educational development in India. What is that? Educational development in India. The learning objectives of this lesson is education in ancient India, sources of learning, the development of education, medieval and modern India, the development of education during British rule, the development of education in Tamil Nadu. Okay. Now first we learn about education in ancient India. The historical sources provide the information that from very early times the tradition of teaching, learning have been in vogue. VOGUE. Vogue means what? Vogue means popular, fashion in India. The concept of education might have originated from the Vedas only. Do you know how many Vedas were there, children? There are 4 Vedas. Name the 4 Vedas: Rig Veda, Sama Veda, Yajur Veda and Atharva Veda. Okay, what is the meaning of Veda? Veda means knowledge. Our ancient education evolved over many centuries. The education emphasized on values such as humility, truthfulness, discipline, self-reliance, respect for all creations. What are the values, children? Humility, truthfulness, discipline, self-reliance, respect for all creations. What is humility? In Tamil, humility means panivu, quality of being humble. Quality of being humble. Okay, what is the next one? Truthfulness. நம்ம எப்பொழுதே மனிதர்களாகிய நாம் எப்படி இருக்கணும்னா உண்மை உள்ளவர்களாக இருக்கணும். Being true. What is that? Being true. Third one, discipline. As a student, you should be disciplined. ஒழுக்கம் உள்ளவர்களாக இருக்கணும். ஒழுக்கம்னா to obey rules. To obey. Fourth one, self-reliance. What is self-reliance? நம்ம கிட்ட தன்னம்பிக்கை இருக்கணும். என்ன இருக்கணும்? தன்னம்பிக்கை. Self-reliance means self-confidence. Last one, respect for all creations. Respect for all creations. Okay. Now, who created this world, children? God only created this world. As humans have the responsibility to respect and care of all life because it is gift from God. So, we have to give respect to all the living beings. Okay. Next, we will see about sources of learning. What is that? Sources of learning. You must have heard the names of Panini, Aryabhatta, Katyayana and Patanjali. Panini, Aryabhatta, Katyayana and Patanjali. Their writings were some of the sources of learning. Okay. There are also various disciplines such as history, interpretation. What is the meaning interpretation? Interpretation means give special importance. Okay. Then architecture, polity, agriculture, trade, animal husbandry. Animal husbandry என்ன? அனிமல்களை வளர்த்தல், ஆடு மாடுகளை வளர்த்தல். And archery, வில்வித்தை. Archery were taught. Physical education also important curricular area. Okay. Next, the peoples participated in games and recreational activities. Okay, children. Next, we will see about educational centers during that period. Through monasteries and viharas, many famous educational centers came into existence. These are the educational centers. Okay, children. Now you repeat these educational centers. Taxila, Delhi, Lucknow, Vikramshila, Nalanda, Calcutta, Vallabi, Pada, Madras, Kanchi, Chidambaram and Cochin. These are the educational centers. Okay. Most notable universities that emerged during that period. These are the four universities. These are the universities. Taxila, Nalanda, Vikramshila and Vallabi. These are the famous university during that period. Okay. Taxila was an ancient Indian city which is now in northwest Pakistan. Okay. It is an important archaeological site. Here only Chanakya composed his Arthashastra in the university only. Here Chanakya, he wrote Arthashastra. Do you know that, children? Next, archaeologist Alexander Cunningham discovered its ruins in the 19th century. This Nalanda University was a center of learning from the 5th century AD to 12th century AD. It located in Rajgir, Bihar. Okay. It is one of the oldest university in the world. Okay, children. Now we will see Gurukula system of education. In ancient India, both formal and informal education existed. அதாவது முறையான முறைசாரா கல்வி இரண்டுமே இருந்தது. Education was imparted at home, in temples and gurukulas. There were people in homes, villages and temples who guided young children in pious way of life. Temple played a vital role in imparting education and served the centers of learning. Students went to viharas and universities. What is the meaning of viharas? Viharas means Buddhist monasteries. Buddha Madalayangal. Teaching was oral and students remembered and meditated upon what was taught in the Gurukulas. அதாவது வாய் வழியாகவே கற்பித்தல் இருந்தது. குருகுலங்களில் கற்பிக்கப்பட்டவைகளை மாணவர்கள் நினைவிலும் ஆழ் சிந்தனையிலும் வைத்திருந்தனர். Many of these Gurukulas situated in forest and peaceful surroundings. Hundreds of students used to learn together in Gurukulas. During that period, the Guru and their Sishyas means students, they lived together helping each other in day-to-day life. Their main objective was to have complete learning, leading a disciplined life and realizing one's inner potential. Students lived away from their homes for years together till they achieved their goals. Many monasteries and viharas were set up for monks and nuns to meditate. Nuns என்றால் பெண் துறவிகள். Okay. And they discuss with the learned for their quest for knowledge during this period. Around these viharas, other educational centers of higher learning developed, which attracted students from China, Korea, Tibet, Burma, Ceylon, Java, Nepal, and other distant countries. Now we will see education in medieval India. Dear children, medieval period witnessed a radical transformation with the introduction of Muslim education in the Indian subcontinent. The country was invaded by various foreign rulers and several traders from different parts of the world. The tradesmen and the invaders brought with them their own cultures and intermingled with the people of the country. The aim of education during Muslim period was the extension of knowledge. Okay. Here in the 11th century, the Muslims rulers established elementary and secondary schools. Education developed with a fresh aspect during that period as there was an excellent interaction between Indian and Islamic tradition in all fields of knowledge. The system of education in medieval India was under the control of ulama. During those days, education was related to religious training. However, various subjects such as medicine, Arabic literature, grammar, and philosophy were also taught. Women education in India was prevalent during the medieval period. Now we will see modern system of education. The beginning of the modern system of Indian education can be traced to the efforts of the Christian missionaries who arrived in India in the wake of European occupation. Role of Christian missionaries. Europeans came to India for trade and established trading companies. Later, they wanted to spread their culture and religion among Indians. The Portuguese were the first Europeans who started modern system of education in India. Francis Xavier, a Jesuit, started a university at Cochin. They started many primary schools. In Goa, in 1575 where Christianity, logic, grammar and music were taught. In 1812, Dr. C.S. John established 20 free reading schools in Tranquebar. Followed by the Portuguese, the French opened their institutions for all the Indians where education was imparted by Indian teachers through local languages. They started higher secondary schools where French language was taught. The German bishops named Ziegenbalg started schools and a training college for teachers in Twangor. Dear children, now we will see education in the British rule. ஆங்கிலேயர் ஆட்சியில் கல்வி. History of education in British rule can be divided into 4 periods. From the early days of the British rule up to 1813. During its early days, the East India Company followed a policy of indifference and non-indifference towards education. The company's charter was renewed in the year 1813, which compelled the company to assume responsibility for the education of Indians. Period from 1813 to 1853. The second period was also marked by great educational controversy concerning the issues of educational policy, medium of instruction, and method of spreading education. Period from 1854 to 1920. The third phase of British influenced education may be called the period of an all India educational policy. Period from 1921 to 1947. The fourth phase may be called the period of provincial autonomy. The Act of 1935, a new era of educational advancement through the country. Dear children, now we will see Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan SSA and Rashtriya Madhyamik Shiksha Abhiyan RMSA. The Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan SSA is the Government of India's flagship program that was launched in the year 2000 to 2001 to achieve universal elementary education. RTE, Right to Education, provides for free and compulsory education to all the children from the age of 6 to 14 years. Rashtriya Madhyamik Shiksha Abhiyan is a centrally sponsored scheme for universalization of access and improvement of quality education at the secondary stage, which was implemented during 11th 5-year plan period. The goal of RMSA is to make secondary education qualitative, available, accessible, and affordable to all young children in the age group 15 and 16 years. Now we will see educational development in Tamil Nadu. The pattern of education in Tamil Nadu was not merely reading and understanding of books, but listening to learned persons. The Tirukural stresses the need for education and warns the dangers of illiteracy. In ancient times, the school was called Palli and the teacher was a Kanakayar. The Chola period was the most brilliant and creative period in Tamil literature. Tamil education enjoyed a greater connection with religion and temple. Free education was given to people. Now we will see education in modern period. The Maratha ruler Sarfoji II collected the old records and kept them in the Saraswati Mahal Library, Tanjore. He also had a printing press with Devanagari type located there. Sir Thomas Munro, the governor of Madras Presidency, was highly responsible for the introduction of Western education in Madras Presidency. In 1835, Lord William Bentinck passed a resolution favoring the introduction of Western system of education in India. The Madras University was founded in 1857. It was the first university in Tamil Nadu under the British rule. In 1882, the Local Boards Act was passed. The board was empowered to open new schools and to get grants for the government. Now we will see education since independence. Free education at the secondary school level was introduced in 1964 to 1965. In 1956, midday meal program was introduced in schools. Later, it was extended as nutrition meal scheme in 1982 to avoid dropouts in schools. Since 1986, several changes have taken place to meet the changing dynamics of the society in keeping with the national policy of education. Dear children, now I conclude this lesson by giving the importance of education in our life. Having education helps people to think, feel, and behave in a way that contribute to their success and improves not only their personal satisfaction but also their community. In addition, education develops human personality, thoughts, dealing with others, and prepare people for life experience. Thank you, children. God bless you all.